I'm here with Owen Van Atta, the CEO of MySpace. You've been CEO for 8 months now?
About 8 months now.
8 months now?
Yep.
We're sitting down in the luxurious Club Hotel in Davos, Switzerland. You're at the World Economic Forum. This has become a bit of a tradition for me to interview CEOs here. This is the Internet Ghetto. This is where they put all the Internet CEOs. It's not the best hotel in the world. As you found out, there's no shampoo.
No shampoo. They've got beds in the closets.
The Murphy beds, yeah.
But they have a great soundtrack here. As you can hear, it matches the decor. It's very 70s, very hitting.
So I have a few minutes with you. So what I want to start with is, tell me what MySpace is today.
MySpace is a place to share and it's a place to discover, share, and showcase content. That's what people are doing on MySpace today, and that's what we're focused on continuing to provide for people.
So over the last 8 months, what have you fixed? What have you pushed forward on? What have you cut? What has your job been?
Well, we've been very focused on being a user-centered company, and that means starting with the product, making sure that we have a product plan that matches the mission statement of discover, share, and showcase content. We're focused on the music category. We're focused on film and television. We're focused on games. That's what people are engaged with today on the site. Once you set a product strategy, you need to make sure you have the right team. We've built an entirely new management team at MySpace. I'm really excited about some of the talent that we've brought on board. Now that talent's starting to be built throughout the entire company, and obviously you have to have a great technical platform in order to be able to compete in the internet space. And we've been doing a lot of work to position ourselves to deliver on the promise of our tech platform. Working on a lot of things to improve the experience, like decrease page download times, and we've started to realize some of those gains already. I'm excited about our progress so far.
Your engineers are mostly in LA and San Francisco, right? Or entirely in LA and San Francisco?
We've actually got a large engineering group reasonably large engineering group in Seattle.
Okay. And have you hired a lot of engineers since you've come on board, or has it been mostly keeping the ones that you like, or what has that been like?
No, we're constantly bringing on new engineering talent at all levels of the organization. We have a new CTO, a guy named Alex McGann, who has a great background dealing with large-scale systems, and I think we have a lot of great news to come in terms of tech talent coming in. It's a big area of focus for us.
Before you came on board, in fact, I talked to DeWolf, your predecessor here, a year ago, and there was a lot of focus in the past before you and your team joined about competition, and particularly Facebook, and how you stacked up against Facebook at different times. I haven't heard a lot of that from the team. Not a lot of focus on the competition, more about what you are and what you're doing to push forward. In fact, you've integrated with, I think, Twitter in some ways, right?
We have.
You've done a small integration with Facebook Connect. Are we going to see more of that? How can you use some of the companies out there to make your product better?
Well, a big part of our strategy is to really embrace openness and let people engage with content where it is that they want to engage with it. So, one of the things that we did early on was we acquired a company called iLike that I know you're aware of, who has
just a month before they were integrated with Google Search.
That's right.
Did you know about that when you bought them? Did you know that deal was going to happen?
All those things are always in the works, but it wasn't a done deal. But what
the timing sure did work out well. It looked like you got a really good deal on that company as well.
Well, I think the timing of the Google partnership is one that we're excited about, and that we've even extended since then. We announced that we're going to be part of their real-time search initiative, and we're excited to see what type of collaboration that brings as well.
Well, since we're on the topic of Google, I'll jump ahead. You have a search deal with them that was signed a couple of years ago before you joined. It ends in, I think, June of next year, middle of next year, the end of your fiscal year next year. It ends, at least the last public statement on that. Are you renegotiating that? Are you thinking of working with another partner? It was a nearly $900 million deal over 3 years, so it's a substantial amount of revenue. Where do you stand with that?
Well, those types of partnerships always need to evolve. We've continued to evolve the business and build it out in a way where we don't have any dependency on we don't have dependency on any one revenue stream. We're always open to new partnership. We're continuing to extend our partnership with Google in the areas of music search as well as real-time search. So, that continues to be a great relationship that we're excited about. And we're going to be looking at lots of different options as we go forward. We're really pushing on innovation. We're really in the midst of remaking MySpace into the place where you discover, share, and showcase content. And partnerships are going to be a big part of that.
You keep talking about content, and this has been something you and your team have talked about almost since day one.
Mm-hmm.
obviously you have the music property, which is great. It's been around since over a year now. You guys do a lot with trailers. I see trailers all the time. You have lots of video content on the site. Is that what we should be thinking of, or are we thinking more of like a Hulu type thing, where you're actually pulling in actual TV content? Like, what do you mean by content? And you talk about games as well. And are these games that you'll publish? Will you acquire companies? Will you pull in more third-party Flash games? Is there a way we should, as a press, should be thinking about what you mean by content?
Well, in the music space, having the relationships that we do and the joint venture we do with the major record labels, the publishers, all the independent record labels, give us the ability to have a music experience that really is unparalleled.
Music videos, music streaming.
All of it in one location, and very, very social, which we think is really the foundation for discovery in the future.
What about mobile? We see a mobile music initiative at some point?
We're continuing to look at mobile. It's a big part of the way that people are interacting with the site today. We've had a ton of growth in mobile, and it's a big area of focus for us. And I'm really hopeful that we're going to continue to evolve that and innovate in that space.
And maybe see streaming music and that kind of thing in the future?
I think all those things are the things that users are increasingly wanting, and we want to serve those user needs, especially as it relates to discovery around music, because I think that's one of the underserved areas of the market that we're uniquely positioned to deliver for consumers.
What about TV and film? Is that, I mean, actual films and things like that? Is that something that you think YouTube and Hulu will dominate, or is that a place that you'll play, or do you know yet?
We consider YouTube and Hulu to be partners today, and we have their content integrated all throughout the site. We have over 400 partnerships with different content producers and content creators. That's going to continue to be an area of focus for us. We host our own music videos. That was something we launched, as you know, last year. So those models will continue to evolve, but it's really going to be about partnership. We're building a platform where we want users to come and engage with that content in a highly social environment, and that's going to continue to be our focus in terms of providing great user experience.
Okay. Do you think, and I know this is a question you've been asked many times, but do you think we'll see a fuller Facebook Connect integration? Is it something you're still considering, something you've decided on?
We did a very small Facebook Connect
Out of a European site, right?
out of our UK office. Again, I think embracing openness means looking at it everywhere, and we're certainly looking at different ways that users want to be able to engage with content, and we're pretty much open to figuring out the right way to make that available for users where it is that they want it.
Okay. MySpace has always been a bit behind on design and technology. Again, not your team's fault, but what are your plans to remedy that, or do you disagree with the statement?
I think usability and user experience and design are critical areas if you're going to be a player in the consumer web. One of the first hires that we made was someone to head up user experience for us, who has extensive experience building great user experiences from some of the top sites out there. It's something that we are really focused on. It's a woman named Katie Geminder.
Okay.
She's got experience at Amazon and Apple and Facebook.
Does she report to Jason?
She does.
Okay.
And so it's a big area of focus for us. It's something that we've actually been staffing up quite a bit. We're starting to build a really solid team there. We need to have a technical platform that really enables us to have a great user experience, and we're focused on building that out too.
How far away are you from that, do you think?
It's an iterative process. It's not something that you can do a big atomic launch around. We have a very large site with a large number of users, and we really want to bring them along and have them show us through exactly how it is that they respond and give us feedback, exactly what the best user experience is. So you're going to see that continue to evolve. We've done a number of things in that space already, where we've sunset a number of categories, a number of areas on the site that we just didn't think were adding value for users, that users were showing us with their actions weren't the things that they were coming to MySpace to do. Things like weather and jobs and classifieds, horoscopes. I know you're bummed out that horoscopes are gone, Mike.
That was a sad day.
But that's something that we're continuing to focus on, and we want to be excellent in usability and design. We're building a really strong core competence there.
Facebook talks a lot about how they're the pipes around social. You guys talk a lot about you're the content. It seems to be the one word you use a lot is content, and the social experience around content. Is that the right way to think about MySpace?
Well, I think we have a unique value proposition for consumers that is about being the place where people socialize around content. And by socialize, I mean the tagline of, discover and share and showcase content. It's where you learn about content both through your friends and, sometimes more importantly through people that you don't have any connection to in the real world. I think one of the big differentiators for MySpace is the fact that we have an open social graph. People expect to connect to people they don't have connection to in the real world but have similar interests with. And so it's a great way to do discovery. It's a lot of the way discovery happens in the real world, and now the social web is just simply enabling that to happen more increasingly online.
Yep. So you were always a startup guy. I mean, even at Amazon, you broke out and started A9 for them. You were at Facebook when they were very small. Playlist. You're now at a big company within a big company. Looking back over the last 8 months, is the job what you thought it would be when you took it? How is it different than you thought it would be?
I think this is a unique situation. I certainly came in with expecting that this was going to be a lot of work, but what I am excited about every day and what gets me fired up and my team fired up every day is that we have an incredible asset base. I think we have a really strong user value proposition. It's something that users are telling us every single day with their time that they really value highly. And as we continue to make improvements, we're seeing increased engagement around the areas that we are focused on, the content areas that we just talked about. So, look, building these companies is a huge challenge, but I love building teams. I love being part of a team, and I'm really excited about what we have in front of us, and really also pleased with the progress we've made so far.
All right. Thanks very much. Oh, one other thing. You just hired a new chief revenue officer.
We did. Not a stirrup.
Any shifts in your revenue strategy now based on that?
Well, one of the things that we're seeing in terms of the market is, the economic downturn, as I've talked with a lot of CEOs and marketers, brand managers, I think the economic downturn caused a lot of these companies to really reevaluate their advertising strategy. And what you increasingly see is more people's time spent online, but fewer brand dollars being able to be spent online. And one of the areas where I think we've been super innovative and where I think we have a strong core competency is in the integrated marketing area. Some of the things that we do with movie studios around movie launches or record releases. We released over 200 records in the last 12 months for bands, and our ability to promote those heavily to millions and millions of people in a very integrated way is super unique. When we talk to users about it, we look at users' behavior, what we're finding is that they really view that content as valuable as they would view professionally produced content or content that isn't necessarily advertising content. And that is what we think is the big opportunity that could bring a lot more brand dollars onto the web, and that's what we're working with our advertising partners on today. So I'm excited about that. I think it is new in that as more brand dollars flow online, people are going to want those types of experiences, and I think we're really continuing to lead the market in terms of that type of integrated marketing.
Great. Thanks very much for your time.
Yeah, thanks a lot.